This is my dream car, a 1957 Chevy Bel Air, and this is my Lego version of it. This model took me almost 15 years to finish, and in this video, I tell you why. It all started back in 2005. I was 11 years old, and I came across these images of a Lego Chevy Bel Air. I was blown away by the build, and right then, I decided I want to build my own version. Compared with today, that first build was pretty rough. Still, I managed to add opening doors, movable hood, an engine, and even working steering. About 15 years later, I decided to rebuild the car completely, using all the new parts that weren't available back then. This is the final model. It weighs around 5 kilograms and uses 4,500 pieces. It has working steering and suspension, and you can open the doors, the hood, and the trunk. I also tried to recreate its underside and engine. What I like most about the real car is its front with all the detail, the curves on the hood, the interior, and the iconic tail fins. Just like the real car, this model is built around a detachable chassis. In this view, you can see both of them blended together. The lower subframe holds the engine and all the mechanical parts, like steering and suspension. I tried to include as many engine details as possible. If you're familiar with the real one, you can recognize ignition parts, the generator, and even more. When you remove the air filter, you can see details of the throttle linkage and the carburetor. Once the engine is installed, there's even more to discover. The radiator with coolant hoses, the battery, the brake master cylinder, and even some wires. It may look simple, but getting the hood's movement accurate wasn't easy at all. Before I show you the mechanism, I wanted to say thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. Without you, these builds wouldn't be possible. Feel free to join and get exclusive insights, link in the description. I mounted the hood using 4 of these Technic elements as custom hinges. The movement is very similar to the real car. The hood not just rotates, but it somehow swings open, shifting its pivot point. The hinges are spring-loaded, so the hood stays open without any support at a broad range of angles. The springs sit right above the front wheels and are connected directly to the hinge. To fine-tune the spring strength, I added this piece to the piston to modify its characteristics. This way, the hood stays open easily until you close it far enough and it falls into place. Looking at the underside of the car, you can see the main subframe. Within the subframe, there's the exhaust system with mufflers, the engine assembly, the drive shaft, and the fuel tank. To make space for the suspended rear axle, the exhaust is routed over it, just like with the real car. For the steering, I tried to match the steering ratio to the real one. I also tried to hide all mechanical parts, so you can't see anything of the mechanism from the outside or from the engine bay. If you remove the chassis, you can now get an idea of how tight the space is for the steering, suspension, engine, and subframe. Because of the car's weight, the steering works best while the car is actually moving. The suspension is kept simple. You have independent suspension on the front wheels, held by 2 strong springs for each side, and a solid rear axle using 1 softer spring for each wheel. Inside the car, the seats are probably the most noticeable feature. They're built in the iconic 2-tone color scheme and have independently folding backrests. On the driver's side, you'll find the gas and brake pedals, the steering wheel, the turn signal lever, and the gear shift lever. You can also lower the sun visors. When you close the doors of the car, they lock into place. The mechanism behind that is quite simple. It's basically just a clip element with its counterpart. If you tilt the spare wheel backwards, you can access the trunk. The hinge is again copied from the real car. This way I kept the gap around the trunk minimal. Overall, this model isn't perfectly accurate. I didn't use any blueprints or measurements, and mostly built everything by eye back then. But I still like it. And as it was my very first custom model, I think I might leave it that way. What do you think of the build, and would you like to see more of my older models? Let me know in the comments below, and see you in the next video.